Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Currently On podcast. It is Wednesday, July the 29th, 2020. It is currently 6:14 p.m. Central Time, and I hate to be the one to bring some bad news, but I do have some sad news to report. You may have already seen the news. If you have, well, then you already know about this. Hopefully I can offer something here that may be beneficial. If you haven't heard the news, I'm sorry to inform you that one of the founding members of The Roots has passed away at the age of 47. Rapper Malik B, one of the founding members of The Roots, is dead at the age of 47. Some may speak of his devotion to Islam. Some people would talk about that. Others may talk about his innovation as possibly one of the most gifted MCs of all time. Some people may agree with that. A lot of people will have a lot of different thoughts and a lot of different opinions. But I think any time when someone who has left us a body of work, whether it's movies or novels or music, that one of the things we can do after they pass is at least take a few minutes to go back and look and appreciate the art that they left us. And just it's just a very important reminder to all of us. Life is short. I say that at the end of every episode of the Currently On podcast. Life is short and we have to enjoy it. And when there's an artist that we love, if there's an album that we love, we need to appreciate it and appreciate that artist and support them now, because we don't know when they're going to be gone. And here we have Malik B is dead at the age of 47. And now he has left us a body of work. And if you've never taken any time to go listen to anything by The Roots, listen to any of their albums, let me point you to some of the albums that I think really highlight maybe Malik B's work, maybe more so than others. You can find these albums. I know they're available on Apple Music. I just looked to make sure they had their library, and it looks like they have the entire library by The Roots. So you can definitely you definitely can check it out. Probably the album that I would point to is probably their major label debut. The Roots' major label debut was the 1995 Do You Want More with Malik B and Black Thought. Basically, they're the ones rapping every verse on pretty much every track. They're pretty much on every track. So I would point you to Do You Want More, the major label debut by The Roots, released in 1995. Do You Want More, and you will hear Malik B and Black Thought basically, on I think on nearly every track. I think it's every track. I could be wrong, but I believe every track. He appeared on their 1996 album. He also appeared on the 1999 album, Things Fall Apart. I see. He got back together. He shows up again. See, he left the Roots at the turn. He left the Roots around the turn of the millennium, but he continued to make guest appearances. He was on the title track of the 2006 Game Theory and Rising's Down, I Can't Help It, and Lost Desire in 2008. So he showed up, some other times after he left the group. But if you really want to get his work, you've really got to go back to the Do You Want More album from 1995. Then you get Malik B on almost every track, and you can determine then. You can appreciate what he left behind, whether you were a fan or not left behind. I mean, the one thing, he left a legacy of the work he did with The Roots. It's there. You can go, you can listen, and maybe you're not even a fan, but just go back and at least, listen. I mean, death is one of those things that, once it happens, you're gone. And at least in this particular case, he left a body of work. So go. And you can draw your own conclusions about what you think about it, but just try to appreciate it. Just try to appreciate it. There's always, people have got to be critical about everything. And I think that critical attitude is so prevalent in our culture today that, you post anything about a movie or an album and someone, or a podcast, and someone has to say something critical, just go listen to what he did. Just go listen to what he did, and you draw your own conclusion about it, and just try to appreciate it. Just try to appreciate it, of what he had to say, and what he did, and what the Roots accomplished, and hopefully it will bring some joy and some appreciation for they did. I mean, the Roots accomplished a lot, and Malik B was a part of it at the beginning. He was, and he ultimately left. He showed back up, and and you could get into why he left, and I know it was addressed on one of the tracks by the Roots, and we could get into all of that, but it's not the time to get into all of that. It's just a time to remember an individual, Malik B, who passed away at the age of 47. The reasons for his death is still unknown, but I don't even, just make it about the music. Just make it about the music. So go dig in, listen to the Roots this evening. Appreciate what Malik B did, and maybe you'll, if you've never listened to a lot of their work, maybe you'll discover a new favorite track and something to listen to. But I wanted to at least drop in really quick and bring this news in case you hadn't heard it. And there you go. We could talk about some of the tracks. I have some thoughts, but it's more about, instead of me telling you about this track and analyzing a track or just go listen, and you can draw your own conclusions. The Roots rapper Malik B, dead at the age of 47. Thanks for listening. And as I conclude every episode, enjoy life because it's short.